Hey folks, I'm Rosie, and these are my handpans. It's so nice to reflect after a year and a half on what being a Trailblazer has meant to me. Back in May 2021, I was the recipient of the Royal Philharmonic Society's Enterprise Grant, one of their Trailblazers. So it's really fun for me to take a moment and reflect back on all the ways that that's been so useful to me in the past few months. I was really well supported, even on the process of applying for the grant. I was really lucky to be able to speak with the team and for them to help me with my application. When I applied, I had no idea I would be successful, and I was actually encouraged by a friend. But this life-changing grant has allowed me to do so much work with the handpan that there's no way I'd have been able to do otherwise. The handpan is a percussion instrument, only invented in 2001, so in that short time that I've been playing it, I've seen how much it's grown and changed, and I'm so excited to watch it continue to evolve. As someone who's classically trained, I always wanted to bring my background into a different world to see how the handpan can sit in jazz, electronic music, hip-hop, spoken word, classical, and loads of other genres. To that end, I did a bunch of R&D days with different artists in their different genres. We did some covers, we created some new pieces of music, and really explored how the handpan sits in those different areas. Some of them were successful, some of them didn't work at all, but it was really great to have that space to explore those different ideas without the pressure of sharing what came out. And I did share some of them. You can look at them online if you want. Since I've started speaking about the handpan and sharing it online, I've been so lucky to see it cross over with different bits of my other work. I've already taken it into orchestras. It was written for by Erilyn Wallen to be played as part of a piece with the Joffrey Ballet. Last week I got to take it into a Royal Opera House development, so maybe next year it will be part of that project. And it's also been a part of a children's show that I've been doing. And all of those are things that have been possible because I've started championing the handpan even louder. It's also been featured on some jazz albums, and some of my friends, as we've collaborated together, they've taken some ideas from the handpan and put it into their own personal projects, so keep an eye out for more handpan popping up in different bits and pieces. Some of these R&D collaborations were so exciting and successful that I wanted to pursue them. So in autumn of 2020, a new EP will be released of me playing the handpan alongside a collaborator. I'm really looking forward to sharing that. Taking the time to sit down and explore what's compositionally possible for this instrument is something that I wouldn't have been able to do without the Trailblazer grant. As well as exploring the spaces that the handpan can go into, I really enjoy working with players of handpan. Loads of people come to the handpan later in life. It might be the first instrument they've picked up. So I've been making videos and tutorials explaining various elements and sharing some thoughts and ideas. Because it's such a new instrument, it doesn't have a history of pedagogy in the way that violin or saxophone might do. So it's really interesting to work out which different ways of teaching might be the best ways. Handpans have an unusual tuning. Each instrument will be in one key. This is in E major, this is in C minor. And that means that understanding the music theory is a really tricky task for some people. I really enjoy the act of demystifying classical music or harmony, and it's something that I'm passionate about in a lot of my work as a workshop leader anyway. The idea of taking the bits that are bite-sized and interesting and really useful and getting hooked onto that. Classical music isn't scary. I've kept on making videos and tutorials explaining things around rhythm, harmony, pulse and songwriting, but the quality's got a little bit better. No longer am I balancing phones on piles of books. I've actually got proper tripods, which means that people can see my hands when I'm explaining things and things don't fall over unexpectedly. Well, they still do, but not so much. Because I was totally self-taught through trial and error, having just a few lessons in video editing software and audio software means that the quality of my videos has really gone up and I can focus in on the content of the sessions. And it seems like people are enjoying them because my subscriber count has just increased, coming up to 2,500. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I think the more people that understand the handpan, the more people will want to play it. And the more people that want to play it, the more people will want to understand it. So giving out quality education, I think, is one of the best things and most important things that I can do. I'm constantly developing my teaching strategies and my notation system. This is something that I've made for me and I'm rolling out to my students and beyond. I'm working on a list of etudes, handpan pieces that are for beginners. It's such a fun challenge to make these pieces musically interesting while also developing technique that beginners often struggle with. And again, the Trailblazer grant has allowed me the time and the space, the headspace, to just sit and work on that. While my time as a recipient of the Enterprise Fund comes to an end, I'm so grateful to have been selected as a Trailblazer. Just the knowledge that a massive institution of the classical music world is showing an interest in this instrument is so important to me. I'm so excited to continue exploring the world of this instrument and taking it off into different directions, and wherever I go from now on, I know I'll carry the badge of RPS Trailblazer with pride. Already it's led me to more opportunities. I've been able to travel and take the handpan and my workshops into different places, and there's so much more to discover, and wherever I go I know I'll look to this grant as a clear stepping point where I decided, yes, the handpan is amazing and it's time for the world to realise that. Let me know where you think the handpan should go next. If you've got any ideas and suggestions as to where it might fit in perfectly, let me know. Orchestras, schools, prisons, hospitals, Wembley Stadium. World tour. May 2021, I was a recipient of the Royal Philharmonic Society. Why is this so hard to say already? These small changes of having gear that actually works. I'm constantly Moi. I love the handpan.